Okay, our next method for solving is going to be what's called the elimination method. And the elimination method, just like the name suggests, is we're going to be eliminating something or having something cancel out. In this case, we're looking for numbers that cancel, and if I add 3x and negative 3x, I get 0, and that's going to be our elimination. So what we're going to do is we're going to add both of these equations together. So we add the left side with the left sides and the right side with the right sides. And we're going to do 3x take away 3x, or 3x plus negative 3x, which is 0. So I get 0x, I don't have to write it. I have 4y plus 2y gives me 6y. I get an equal sign. And on the right hand, I got 5 plus 7, which of course is 12. Last step is I'm going to divide both sides by 6, because we're going to remember our two-step equations, and we get y equals 2. And we're not done. We got to go plug it into either of these equations because we're going to figure out what x is. I generally like the positive number, so we're going to use the positive number. So I got 3x plus 4, and instead of y, I now know it's 2. And we're going to solve for x, so I get 4 times 2 is 8. We're going to subtract 8 from both sides. So 3x is equal to 8 take away 5 is going to be negative 3. Divide both sides by 3, and x ends up being negative 1. So I now have my two answers. X is negative 1, and y is 2. So this is what's called the elimination method. Just because these numbers are the same, if they're not, you can make them the same. So let's say we have 2x plus 3y is equal to 6, and 3x plus 4y is equal to 7. And I don't have an easy change here, but I can multiply this top thing by 3 and multiply the bottom one by 2. And when I do that, so we're going to use the distributive property. I got 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times 3 is 9, so that's 9y. And over here I got 3 times 6 is 18. For the bottom line, I got 2 times 3 is 6. Matter of fact, let's make it a negative. Negative 2 times 4y is negative 8y. And then 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. And now I do have that elimination. So we could add these up. You get 6x take away 6x is 0. 9y plus negative 8y is just y. And 8 minus 14 is 4. So I know now y is 4. And then I go back to the original equations. You can pick either one. So let's say I have 2x plus 3 times 4 is equal to 6. And 2x plus 3 times 4 is 12 is 6. Subtract 12, and you get 2x is equal to negative 6. And lastly, we're going to divide by 2. So x ends up being negative 3. Okay, so there's my two answers. So even if you don't have a nice elimination, you can still use the elimination method. Just make sure that when you eliminate something, that at least one of your answers when you add them up adds to 0. That's what an elimination means. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask.